So now we get to public comment. Again, as a reminder, you can line up in front of the microphone. Please state your name, your address. You have 3 minutes. And again, I just ask that everybody be respectful of those who are speaking.
Can you hear me? Hello, my name is John Holly. I live at 254 Pleasant Grove Road, and I have some things I would like to say about the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender space stickers on some of the classroom doors in our middle school. And I'm sincerely looking forward to listening to your points as well. In order to get anywhere here, because this issue is so controversial, I feel like we all need to dial down the emotions and instead focus the communications on common sense and facts. Since I only speak for myself, I will make it clear from the start that this is where I am coming from. I do not hate kids who identify as LGBT, nor the adults who feel it's important to display the stickers for them. I fully acknowledge that everyone needs to be treated with respect, and if you happen to be born a certain way, it doesn't necessarily make your life any easier. For those who are here today to hopefully respectfully argue in opposition to my points, you might be shocked to learn that we have friends in common, people with the openly gay kids. Since we all know the same people, it won't be hard for you to ask someone if I've ever shown up at soccer practice or any other sport that I coach wearing a MAGA hat that I don't own. If I did, you would be pissed, because pushing ideology while people are teaching your kids is wrong. It isn't anything that anyone should agree with. I probably should spend my time to discuss last month's meeting and the test score results and how it looks like the math scores from middle school are on the verge of academic freefall, but instead I'll just remind everyone that there are no questions on the SATs about social and emotional learning. And I'll ask this question: when does the COVID learning loss rationale expire? When will the pandemic of the unvaccinated stop being the reason our kids are not performing in a way we are satisfied with? The classrooms in our schools should be a safe space for all kids, not just some kids. I have been listening, and I heard that kids who identify as LGBT are targets for bullying. These stickers are suicide prevention, and if you take them down and God forbid some kid hurts themselves, we're all getting sued. But the safe space stickers aren't on all the doors. What happens if an LGBT kid goes into a classroom when there's no sticker? Are those classrooms unsafe? How about the school buses? LGBT kids are riding back and forth to school every day on school buses with no stickers. Are the school buses unsafe too? Last board meeting, I believe there were 6 accusations of bullying. Were they all involving sexual preferences? No. What happens if a child without their sticker gets bullied and does something terrible to themselves? Are we not opening up ourselves to a massive lawsuit? What happens if a kid gets bullied for being obese? Childhood obesity is an epidemic in this country, and there are far more obese kids in this country than kids who identify as LGBT. And even if that wasn't true, you can't tell me they're not a target for bullying. What if, God forbid, one of those kids does something terrible to themselves because their class has no sticker? Clearly, we have to put stickers on for every kid, on every class, and every door, and every bus. Right? Wrong. I don't care what anyone says. Obese kids are real, and they're at risk. And if you think you can't possibly touch the safe space stickers for the LGBT kids, you better start putting up stickers for kids who suffer from childhood obesity. Many of them are born that way. It certainly wasn't their fault, and it didn't make their lives any easier. How about kids with learning disabilities, or physical disabilities, or kids with a stutter? Are they deserving of a sticker too? Or is this just a convenient way to push ideology on kids?
I just want to make sure there's nobody else for public comment. Okay, she's got round 2 too.
All right, I have to. Megan Teeling, Beacon Hill Road, Long Valley. So I've heard from people multiple times tonight that the stickers are for LGBTQ+, and then I've heard that they're not for LGBTQ+, and the plus is everyone. We all know that the rainbow prism is not for everyone. It's LGBTQ+ and that community, and that's fine. The point we're trying to make on the other side of this is, what about all the rest of our kids that are struggling, particularly in middle school? It's an incredibly high pressure time. You're not sure who you are, you're trying to figure it out, you're trying to find your place in the world. It's very influential, and I think that it's completely inappropriate to have this in our schools and have trusted educators and adults allowing this to go on and have all of this focus on sexuality of children. Quite honestly, everyone gets bullied. I was bullied in school. Everyone gets bullied at different times. Why don't we teach resilience? Why don't we teach kindness to all? And the fact that there's certain community members in this room that have attacked me on social media, that posted that extremists are coming to the meeting, if this is the attitude of their parents and other adults towards adults, how do you think a child is going to feel comfortable standing up and going against the grain and saying, I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable with this, or what about my group? They're not. They're not. And it's ridiculous, and we all know it. Have a great night.
Thank you.
So I'd like to address an issue here about the way forward, because I have a suggestion. Okay, I'm also very proud of everyone to come out here today. Everyone cares deeply about the kids, no matter what side of the issue you're on, and that's great. And I'm also glad that this didn't get contentious and people weren't yelling and interrupting each other, because I want to be heard and I want to listen to you. And I think the way forward that it's been discussed with other people, because I'm going to be on the board next month, right? So I think the sensible way forward is to do a collaborative effort between the board, the parents, the students, using the school mascot and some language that we all agree upon that has nothing to do with rainbow flags or Blue Lives Matter flags or anything like that. The school mascot is something that represents all of us. And I think that's the sensible way forward, okay? And I don't think there's any disagreement with that. Like, you know, I have my political views, I have my flags, you have yours. Let's just keep them out of the school, focus on the math scores, and everything will be just fine, all right?
Thank you.